Hi guys, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing my November TBR. I have some tea, I got the tea, here's my tea. And I want to talk about books too. I have been buying books like a fiend, like they are going out of style. So after Halloween, I decided to tally up all the books that I own. I'm talking hardcovers, paperbacks, ebooks, audiobooks. It has words in it, I counted it. And I am a secure enough person to say that I own over 130 books. So I decided, now that October's done, I have to start cracking on the books that I actually own before I can buy any more. But how do you start? How do you pick a favorite book? It's like picking a favorite child. Doesn't happen. I went through my entire Goodreads list and separated out the books that I actually have a copy of, be it any media thereof. So after I had all of the books that I've owned in chronological order, I assigned a number to each one from 1 to 130 something. And then I used a random number generator on my phone and picked a random number. Whatever number came up correlated with a book, and that was the book that I chose for my November TBR. So let's dive in and find out what I got. The first book on my November TBR is They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. This is actually one of my most recent purchases, so I was very surprised that it popped up when I did the number generator. I believe this is like a prep school type of murder mystery book. I don't know too much about it. I've mentioned that this was a cover buy for me, but I believe that it follows a girl whose best friend was murdered and everybody suspects that her boyfriend did it. However, now that new evidence has come to light, people are starting to ask questions. I believe this is a young adult mystery, so we shall see. The next pick was See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. This was also a recent purchase for me, so I was really surprised that this came up in my TBR as well, but I was so happy for it. See What I Have Done is a fictionalized account of the Lizzie Borden mysteries, which occurred in Fall River, Massachusetts. In the 1800s, a woman by the name of Lizzie Borden discovers her father and mother have been brutally murdered with an axe. And I believe it was a really sensationalized trial at the time, and I believe she was acquitted, but she was kind of a social pariah afterwards. Fun fact, I actually went to the house where the people were murdered and where Lizzie Borden lived, and it was a very, very creepy experience. Comment below if I should do a video on my visit. And I've always been really intrigued by this mystery because it's always been questioned on whether Lizzie Borden did it and was acquitted wrongfully, or if she really was innocent and then she was treated as this like almost witch hunt where everybody thought she was guilty but she was really innocent and she really couldn't do anything for the rest of her life. So this is a fictionalized account of what happened that day. I've been eyeing this ever since it was released, and I'm so excited that it got onto my TBR for November. I am jumping off the walls excited to read this one. The next book has a hilarious story attached to it. One of my favorite booktubers, Books Yada Yada, I will link her video below. She uploaded her TBR the day after I had picked these at random, and I saw on her list, we picked the same book. I literally squealed with excitement when I found out, and I thought this was like cosmic. It was the perfect moment. I was freaking out. I was squealing in my home. I don't know what my neighbors must have thought, but I was a very excited person when I was watching her video. That book is A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. I don't know too much about this one. I had purchased it on my Kindle recently because it was on sale. I believe it has to do with mental health and perhaps a ghost story along with it. So I'm going into this story a little bit blind, and I'm really, really excited about it. but I'm even more excited to hear what Books Yada Yada thinks about it at the end of the month. I thought that was so cool. You can't write something like that. It's so much fun. And the final random TBR pick was Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. This is part of the Vampire Academy series. This is actually a really funny pick because I was watching Crystal's Bookish Life, who I will also link below in the description box. And she was doing this really awesome vampire readathon. And that got me so excited because I was like, I want to read about vampires too, but I didn't feel like I was really prepared at the time that it's going on. And then this comes up, so I'm like, I can be part of this too. I can be part of the circle of vampires. I'm so excited. I absolutely adore the Vampire Academy series. I've read the first two. This is the third installment. It is just so much fun. They're really quick reads and they're very entertaining, but they're very action-packed and kind of easy to follow. And the story is just so deep and dramatic. I love this world and Vampire Academy. So I'm so excited that I get to read this. Funny story. A few days ago, I was stuck in my apartment and Twilight was on, and I was so excited to watch Twilight. I don't think I ever saw the movies when they came out. I had read the books, and I think I DNF'd the last one in the last 50 pages, which was really bad. But that got me into vampires, and I was like, oh, I want to read a vampire romance, and that would be really cool, and get kind of back into it. So hello, the fates allow. Wow. So I think this is going to get me way back into vampire literature, which is the best thing ever. So these are the books I'll be reading in November. This is actually the best TBR. This is fun. I'm glad that I did the random number because I would have never done that previously. And I think it actually really worked out well. I think this is going to be fun. I'm surprised how many modern purchases that I accidentally received, but I'm so excited. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So after Halloween, I decided to count up all the books I own. I'm talking about hardcovers, paperbacks, ebooks. What else type of books are there? Wow, great booktube, Jane. Can you name it? Is there something in my tea? Extra spicy. But I believe that it follows a girl whose best friend was murdered, and everybody suspects that her boyfriend did it. However, now that new evidence has come to light, it's super windy here today, so if you hear something, I'm sorry. The next book that lights, camera, action, Jane. Don't forget the light. It's like Bird Box. Don't look at the light. Was that a spoiler? Maybe. Oops, sorry. Within Massachusetts, the case of Lydia. No. The case of Lydia and Mr. Wickham. Wrong book, Jane. In Massachusetts, I need more tea. That book is A Head Full of Ghosts by, who is it? And the final. Cheers! Happy reading! That was pure honey. Oh my goodness, that was delicious. Yes, I need another cup of tea now.